the Dream Team Tonic, and it's live.
Hello and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. Today we have a very special guest returning to the show. This week it's a very small Carabao Cup double between Arsenal and Palace. So we thought, why not bring Palace fan himself, comedian, Mr. Jim DALY, back to the show. How are you doing, Jim?
Nice to be rebooked. It must have gone okay last time. So that's lovely to be back, Jack. Good to see you all.
Great stuff. Yeah, be good to get stuck into Palace, as they've probably been the most popular team, I think, on Dream Team this season. But I mean,
it makes sense, doesn't it? I think it makes sense given we've had these European fixtures against, fishermen from Norway and whatever. I got in trouble actually because I've been doing these like vlog videos just because this might be my only time doing European football. And the problem with doing social media videos, as you guys might know, you have to do like a hook. It has to be a hook at the start to get people in. And so when I went to do our one against Fredrikstad, which was near Oslo, I said something about Norwegian farmers or something. I'm getting heckled by a dog already. And it did really well. So this week I said something about we played Shelbourne in Dublin, and I'm half Irish. My brother lives in Dublin. I said something about Irish postman or something. The comments have not enjoyed that at all. So I've had to feel back a little bit and be like, I'm Irish, it's okay. And I did it for the hook. So anyone out there who was offended by that, I apologize. I think being an Irish postman is an honourable job.
All engagement.
Definitely.
Tony, how are you doing, mate? Sorry, Tony kept us late for this pod.
God. You're not going there, are you?
After digging me out on stream. How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, all good, mate. I was waiting for the message. I was waiting for the message of how me and Ben we planned to start on time just to make you look bad. To be fair, I think we were actually still a minute late, weren't we? That we're trying our best. Yeah, all good, mate. Good to have you back, Jim. Like you say, rebookings are always good, aren't they, mate?
Yeah, either that or you guys desperate.
Jim, do you manage to get your passport sorted out then?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I did. So I must have been last time I saw you. I must have been in that couple of weeks where I was panicking. It came back actually really quickly, within about a week to spare. So it was all fine. I actually changed my name on the passport as well. My wife and I have joined our names. So I had to rebook my flight names for 2 of my flights, which cost me about 250 quid extra. But I learnt my lesson. Don't get divorced and remarry. That's my main lesson. So I need to now keep my wife happy. But yeah, all good. I've managed to get to every game so far. We're done for the group stage in terms of away games now. Obviously, hopefully, we've definitely got a playoff game, but hopefully straight through to the knockouts. But it's been incredible. Everything that a Palace fan of the last 20 years could have wished for. Beautiful days out. Even losing to Strasbourg was a great trip. I got kettled by French police. What more could you want? That's what you want from these Europe. I was in a cage, watching it behind the netting in the cage with French police shoving batons at my arse. I mean, what else do you want? Games, guys. It's what you dream of. So I loved it. Dublin was fantastic. What a city. Like, the people were brilliant. And obviously we beat Shelbourne 3-0, but it's been quite the ride. And hopefully it continues.
But seems to have been taking its toll a little bit on the players, which is going to be something we'll get a lot of questions about, I think. We'll go straight into the teams, shall we? We'll say hello to a few people in the chat. We'll have a look and see how you've been getting on. Have a look at your team. But shout out to Mr. S. Harley, Nathan Wisby, Gary Walker, Josh Baker. We've got Joe Cook in the chat, DT Phillip, Andy Barnett, Miss Noopy, Steve, Samantha, Mezza. Full house. No one's watching Cardiff Chelsea, are they, tonight? Kev's in there, Paul's in there, Robert's in the chat too. I think that just about wraps it up. Icars. Anyone we've missed? Sorry, but we'll be all day. Full house here. Full house. Right, Jim. How's it been going so far for you this season?
It's not been the greatest.
You've come back at a good point, a good week at least.
I have, and I actually am. I'm now for the first time all season off the bottom of the Dream Team Tonic guest mini league.
Don't Jim.
Who's bottom there?
But I'll take it. I'll take it. My God, I thought I was good at this game. Getting in that league is a rude awakening. Yeah, I've I said to you guys before, because I do FPL as well, I do often use Dream Team as a way to kind of like back myself up with game players and have, or even sometimes be a bit fun with it and go for picks maybe. So I'm quite conservative overall. Hasn't always paid off. João Pedro has been such a fraud for me. But people like Morgan Rogers have done a good job. Neco Williams has been star of my season. I mean, he literally came in because he was dirt cheap, but he's been absolutely fantastic. And then, to be fair, the two Newcastle boys are new this week, but I'm doing okay. I'm plugging away. I don't know if you guys have felt this. It's been, I feel like a bit of a slog this season. And I don't know if that's just because I've been going to random places in Europe every Thursday. I've got no energy or money left, but it has been quite a tricky one this season. So if I ever get a good week like this week, I just try and enjoy it while I can, because I know that within a few days I'll probably be depressed again.
It sounds like you're flagging like the players. Like
yeah, exactly.
You've got all
if I'm flagging, you know that they are. You know, I'm not even running around. I'm just going to the pub and then going to the game. So yeah, I'm not surprised they're struggling.
Mateta's been looking like he's been doing the same, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That's good though, Williams. You've had a touch there as well, because with that yellow card or that 4 yellow cards, it's kind of just put everyone else off of getting him, and then anyone that's had him has managed to just keep racking up the points. It's kind of like Szoboszlai as well has been in that same boat.
Yep.
Right, 107
points. I've been lucky with it.
Let's go on to who's next. Ben, how's it going?
Not a very good week so far. Only 79 points. I brought in Gordon. Gordon, it's done me again. He's scored 3 games in a row, and I brought him in, and he's been crap. Wasn't very good. Got taken off early. I think got taken off before 60 minutes as well, which was a shocker. That's happened to him earlier on in the season. He was getting early taken off, wasn't he? And then he got injured, come back, been on fire, and then he's had one bad half of football, and he just took him off early again. Yeah, and I brought in Doku. And he was injured.
You can't write that.
He was running Klein ragged, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I had Doku, took him out because he wasn't playing. Then he started playing, scoring loads of points, and then he didn't play this week. I brought him back in.
Keep breaking him, mate.
I know. Jinxed him. Tell you what, if it weren't for that goal boost week, I'd be right in the mud. So I had to bring in Thiago. Well, I didn't have to bring in Thiago, but I used a super sub, whatever you call it, on Thiago, and then I put him in the mud as well. 2-pointer. So not a good week. Yeah.
Thiago's been a frustrating one as well, I think.
Yeah. Henderson, nothing. Lacroix 2, Timber 2. I was expecting a clean sheet from Arsenal there. What happened there, Scott?
Defence is a bit all over the place, to be honest. I know Saliba come back, but yeah, the makeshift defence hasn't really... I mean, it stood in and got the clean sheet, didn't it, in the recent Champions League game, but we conceded so many shots in that one. It hasn't been looking great at the back. But maybe Gabriel is not far off, so... Yeah, Gary in the chat saying need music for Ben. I think he wants some violin music there.
No, you're right. Save that violin music for me.
Go on, let's pass it on to you then, Tony.
Yeah, just that Wolves goal. I mean, yeah, doubled up on Arsenal defence, and one goal scored away from home all season for Wolves, and I just knew it. I knew it. I put an angry message into the group after it. I just thought, you bastards. But yeah, 74 points for the week. Nunes, to be fair to him, very, very shaky start when I put him in, which was on the double game week when they conceded 6. Was it 6 or 5 goals? 6.
I think 6, yeah.
Yeah, 6 goals conceded. So he was earmarked to get shut, really. But over the last few weeks, his PPM has been massive, absolutely huge. He keeps smashing that out of the park. Obviously, got a clean sheet this week as well. So 13 points for Nunes really has pretty much saved my week with not having Foden. He's pretty much equaled him. So that took the edge off there. Gordon, he flopped last time I brought him in. Voltemada flopped last time I brought him in. But
they're your 2 ins.
No, Gordon. I already had Voltemada,
Yeah.
and I was to be fair to myself, I was saying to people on the stream, on the deadline stream, don't bring him in. If you've got him, you hold him for the double.
Yeah.
But don't bring him in. I was just he was earmarked to go anyway because he's not quite doing enough. But I brought in Gordon because I thought Gordon might do enough. You're thinking scrappy game against Sunderland, possible penalty, so Gordon came in for me. Or Enzo, who luckily has been benched tonight, but I think he's at 0-0 half time. You know, Enzo and the other boys will probably be coming on at half time or 60 minutes, so won't surprise me if Enzo comes back to bite me on arse. Saka, nice 15-pointer off Saka. Kudus, Spurs. You know, I was saying on the pod about them turning the corner, and you know they had 2 good home games after that point away at Newcastle, and they've been good away from home as well. The record's actually better away from home, isn't it? And yeah, an absolute slamming they got, didn't they? So yeah, Kudus, not much going there. Doku, obviously, thank Ben, he broke Doku, and I brought Bruno in. I weren't missing out on this one again. The week before it was it
Wolves?
Who was the player who didn't play the week before in defence? Munoz, weren't it?
Munoz, yeah, injured.
Yeah, so he were out injured. But given my formation 3-4-3, I couldn't bring Bruno in, and I weren't going for a United defender, so I missed out on Bruno's hole the previous week. Brought him in for this week. He done the business. Great free kick. And can I just say, for all the United fans, I've been listening to this pod over the years, and I've had quite a lot of angry reactions to some of my slagging off.
But you're going to apologise.
No, I'm not going to apologise, but what a game of football. I honestly, I sat there last night and thoroughly enjoyed a game of football without wishing United lost. I thoroughly enjoyed all 90 minutes of it. It were brilliant. Just a proper shootout between 2 good attacking teams. United can't defend for toffee. They really are weak at the back. But what Cunha and Bumo, Diallo, Bruno, when they're on top form and they're playing with them interchanges like that and creating those chances, they're trouble for anybody, United. So yeah, fair play and a great free kick from Fernandes. That's about as high as my praise goes. Haaland, who I didn't captain, got the 2 goals against Palace. You're doing all right, Palace as well. I thought I got away with one. Voltemada, as I've said in the chats, made himself a hero, but for the wrong team.
What a goal!
Great goal.
If you've seen that, like on the just in like an action replay on like YouTube or something, you'd think that what a finish that is. You know what I mean? It did look like a typical own goal.
I've got a mate who did that in Sunday League by accident, and he celebrated to style it out. I think you should have done the same. I suppose if it's a derby.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, could you imagine that? Yeah, and then last up, Thiago, who obviously, just the 2 points just for appearing captain. Hopefully, he does a little bit more against what I'm hoping is a very weakened City team. Hoping for a couple of, hopefully, them academy players he's on about are the centre halves, and Thiago can have a field day. But
we'll see.
74. It's like Jim said earlier. It is feeling a little bit at the minute like a slog. But I do have max captain and goal boost left. I don't know whether it's just a points tally and the fact that over the last couple of weeks I've dropped because I haven't played any chips or I just need to just keep my head and just carry on.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does play into it, doesn't it? As soon as the chips get played, the ranks start going quite a bit different. I didn't ask, sorry, Jim, have you played any of your boosters yet?
Yeah, I've done goal boost and I've done 12th man. My goal boost went okay. I think I got 7 or 8 goals in it. So I was pleased with that. My 12th man I did on Voltamada actually, and I think he got 7 points. That didn't go well. I've not used a substitute once. I just keep forgetting I've got it. I don't know if I've had any. I must have had some players that haven't played, but I keep forgetting that it's a thing. So I guess I can use that at some point. Max captain, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Wait for a double, I guess, at some point.
Getting on that FA Cup week could be fun.
Yeah, maybe FA Cup week, maybe. Can I ask you guys a question about Bruno Fernandes though, really quickly?
Yeah.
Because prior to this season, he is like an absolute mainstay for me. Like just guaranteed minutes, guaranteed picking up your little bonuses, your little assists or whatever. And then because they weren't in Europe this season, I didn't bother with him. And now I'm wondering if actually he is worth just getting in and leaving. He doesn't have doubles, but he plays every minute of every game and seems to pick up points anyway. So I don't know what you guys think about him. Like he used to be absolutely nailed for me, but I'm thinking maybe bring him back in.
I think he's going to be popular this week. What do you lads reckon?
Yeah, I think because he's on the rise again, he's going to become super expensive. And the 17 and 18 doubles, they've got some nice fixtures. I think he's going to be one of the most. Yeah, you're going to see his ownership go through the roof from engaged players. So yeah, definitely within the top 1 to 10k, his ownership's going to shoot. About obviously then after the fact, like obviously once them doubles do dry up, I still want to play percentages. I still want to play doublers, and for that money, like so, I'd rather take a punt on say someone. Say is it 20 after the cup week, where the Europe comes back in. You go Chelsea, and go Palmer for that money, or only playing percentages. That could obviously it might not pay off, and Bruno does score well. My only doubt as regards to over Christmas as well is they're losing Diallo and they're losing Mbumo. And when you've not got, as we've seen how good United were attacking yesterday, that's going to take a massive hit because you've got 2 of the big players that were instrumental in a lot of their attacks. And I know Mbumo was shooting a little bit off yesterday, but positioning wise and the threat they cause, it's going to be a different United attack from 17 onwards. So I think it's tricky. He's always a good option though. Penalties, he always scabs one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Ben? Is he on your shopping list this week?
I do want him in my team, but I'm not sure about bringing him in for this game of Villa. We got Villa away. Yeah,
Playing well, aren't they? Well, they did concede a couple though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Definitely, Gameweek 17. They've got Newcastle at home, Wolves at home, and then Leeds away, Burnley away in Gameweek 18. So yeah, definitely high on the shopping list. We'll be looking at your team now. I think you might have brought him in this week.
Go on then. Yeah. It wasn't all good though. 95 points for the week, but we'll start with the good. The good was bringing in Bruno Fernandes. So I brought in this week Bruno Fernandes and Igor Thiago. I just wanted one that was going to be longer term, and then one that would maybe get Carabao Cup, or the hope. And so that went all right with Bruno, 14 points of him. Couldn't have asked for more from that. And Thiago was a bit of a flop so far. That's the good. The bad part was I took Rodgers out to buy Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, took out 2 goals. And
you didn't listen to the deadline stream, did you?
I didn't hear that one. Did you say to keep him? Because my choice was Mateta. Actually, no, I think you was both opposite, weren't you? Because I think you said keep Rodgers for West Ham.
I just like the West Ham fixture. And not just that, like the previous 2 games, he was coming back into form. You could see it. He had that bite about him again. That's what I was just saying. Obviously, to buy him was a little bit different.
Yeah, but to keep.
If I had him for that fixture, yeah, I brought him in FPL and fan team. It's nice to see him doing well again.
The problem I had, it was either take out Rodgers or it was take out Mateta. Now I know how you feel about Mateta, so it was always going to be Mateta out for him. But then I was looking at Mateta thinking, well, I think he'll start City, which is not great, but maybe he'll get minutes off the bench in Europe if I'm really clutching. Jim might tell us otherwise in a minute. But then the week after, he's then got Leeds and then Arsenal. Yep. So I just kind of thought maybe as a longer term play, Mateta could possibly do him. So yeah, I went that way and been stung a few times by these kind of moves. But hey ho, so that Munoz come out, so obviously I was going to gain on that. But yeah, on the subs as well. So I made a bit of a rash decision to make a sub yesterday. Now, you spoke about thinking about Bruno's haul against Wolves last week. Now, I could have done Munoz to Bruno last week, and I kind of ummed and ahed, and I thought, you know what, I don't really trust United enough to use a sub in a single. They haven't been great, even though it was Wolves, and then obviously Bruno went and smashed it. So then I kind of wanted to be stubborn this week and be like, well, if I wasn't going to use it against Wolves, why am I now going to use it against Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Much harder game, still a single. But then you got Doku there with a did not play. And I couldn't bring in the 2 popular guys that everyone was subbing Munoz to. Ben done Thiago. I've already got Thiago. You done Bruno. I've already got Bruno. I was thinking everyone else is going to get these sub points. And then I'm thinking in my head, if I could have subbed in Bruno this week, I probably would have done it. So then if I didn't want to sub in Bruno, why would I not want to sub in Brian Mbeumo? Yeah. He's quality as well. So I went for it in the end, and he was about the only player in that Manchester United team that didn't come away with something last night. So it's the way it goes. But yeah, 5 points is a really disappointing sub, to be honest. I kind of have in my mind I want at least double figures from a sub if I can as a target. But yeah, down as a flop.
Just off that, if your formation were different, would you have brought Cunha in over Mbeumo, or was it always going to be Mbeumo?
I still think, I don't know. It might have been a bit more exciting, but I still think in general, Mbeumo is a better pick than Cunha and has been all season. So I probably still would have gone Mbeumo. I was more hoping I could have gone. I was more gutted that I couldn't go Gordon, like, because everyone's got Gordon, and I was thinking to myself, if I'd have gone Gordon and Bruno or Thiago and Gordon, then I could have subbed in Thiago and Bruno. But hey ho, anyway. It's been an okay week, 95 points, even without the subs. So, yeah, that's me for this game week. Let us know how you guys got on in the chat. And we'll start looking at game week 16. So, Ben, I want to take us through the upcoming fixtures. And then I think what we could do is maybe I do the Arsenal side, Jim does the Palace side, what sort of lineups we might be expecting in midweek, and maybe Jim could also say who he thinks might start this midweek, because we've still got the second fixtures to play, even though Glasner says he's gonna make wholesale changes. But yeah, Ben, take us through game week 16 and beyond, and then we'll go back to the midweek.
Yeah, as we were saying before, it's Gameweek 16's only a double game week for Arsenal and Crystal Palace. This the remaining Carabao Cup quarter final. So pretty much everyone else is going to be single in Gameweek 16, and then we go into the double Premier League double game weeks in Gameweek 17 and Gameweek 18. So you could start thinking about building your team with the Gameweek 17 players, or have another bite of the cherry in Gameweek 16 with the Arsenal have Everton away and Palace at home, and Palace have Leeds away and Arsenal away. There's also a couple of nice singles in there. You've got Man City at home to West Ham, Liverpool are at Tottenham. What else have we got? Any other stand out to you? Brentford,
Bournemouth, Burnley. Yeah. Nice Semenyo.
Bournemouth, Burnley, yeah. Brentford are at Wolves. You got Thiago still. Villa to do United at home. Dodgy defence United. A lot of injuries, haven't they?
Both them teams are making every match a bit of a basketball game at the minute, though. So you wouldn't be too worried about having players from either team, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose Gameweek 17 and 18. Jim, you've got boosters. Tony's got boosters. They could be some tasty doubles, possibly, for both of you. Tony, are you still thinking about it?
Do you know, if I'd have made the right move this week, and if I'd have kept Ekatike in my team, do you know, it was a tough week. I was fanning around with my team so much. I did settle possibly like 3 times. One of the times I had 3 Arsenal at the back. One of the times I had Ekatike sat in for Voldemar, which now seems like that'd have been perfect. But it's always after the fact, isn't it? Yeah. But if I'd have had Ekatike in now, and I were going into 16, I wouldn't have to tidy Voldemar up. And then I'd be thinking, right, Ekatike is pretty much nailed for 17 now. I'm happy with that. Price rise, away at Spurs, whatever. This week doesn't really matter, but prepping towards that goal boost in 17, I'd be a lot closer. I've got 4 transfers left. Can I create a goal boosting team from what I've got to then? I'm not sure. Not 100% sure. I think I'm pretty much 40% goal boost, 60% not at the minute, depending on what happens. I will still try and guide towards that, but I'm not going to play it.
If you're not feeling it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I love the Liverpool fixtures. They've got 2 great home games. If you've got someone scoring goals, no matter how the team's playing, it's good. It's just, have I got enough to support that as well? I don't know.
So, Jim, you got, is it cup? Are we calling them cups or KUPS? What are we calling them?
I have absolutely no idea. No one at Palace knows what to call them. So call them whatever you want.
Do you want to insult them so we can get some more comments on this video?
Don't insult them, yeah. I'll do a video about them and I'll call them Finnish fishermen or something, and I'll sure someone will be annoyed about that.
What do you reckon you'll be lining up in this one?
I was thinking about this the other day, actually, because Glasson said he's going to make 11 changes. I don't think he has 11 changes to make, given the injuries we now have. Munoz is out. Kamada's probably out because he got a hamstring injury against City. Yeah. I think you're going to have, I reckon, a couple of Guéhi and Lacroix probably playing, at least starting that game. I think going forward, he'll play Uche up front, who's becoming a bit of a cult hero at Palace. Not because he's any good, but just because he did 3. Lacroix does these like fist pump things after games. He celebrates, and then Uche scored away at Shelbourne. Literally a sort of part-time team. Actually, no, not. I shouldn't say that. I'll get more. And he did the fist pump celebration and was like, "Oh, well done." And he went back again. Everyone's like, "Okay, yeah, fair enough." And he went back for a third time, and everyone's like, "Mate, this is don't overdo it." But it's made him a bit of a sort of cult figure. He'll start up front, and it'll be Nketiah behind him, definitely. And it probably would have been Kamada or someone else like that behind him. I think Pino might have to start. He seems to have started quite a few of these midweek games. If it's not him, it's Justin Devenny. And God love him, Justin Devenny. He tries his best, but we need something more, even against the Fishermen. So I think you'll end, because of the Kamada injury, because of Munoz, you'll end up with a couple of those first teamers who'll have to play. I think he would have probably put Lerma at the back, maybe. If JD Canvo's fit, which I think he will be, he'll play instead of Richards. I think Lerma would have played instead of Gahey. I think Lerma might be needed in the middle of midfield now, unless he does start Warston. But I just don't think he will. I think he wants to rest them as much. We've got 48 hours before we play Leeds. So
how big is the European squad? Is it 23 players?
I mean, it feels like 5. It doesn't feel like we've got many at all.
But I'm just thinking, how many youngsters have they included in that 23? I bet there's not that many, is it?
No,
other than like the Uchi, Esse, and
well, he hates Romain Esse. He just won't play him. Even if we had he'd play Remy Matthews up front if who's our third choice goalkeeper. He hates Romain Esse. Reluctantly,
did he sign Esse?
I think he'd been signed possibly. I don't know.
Just before.
I think he might have done actually, because it was last.
Because
January.
he was talked about big things, weren't they? Esse,
he was good at Millwall. He scored in his debut from half a yard out.
It was that one game he got dragged, wasn't it? And then that was it.
Well, so basically, when we won the cup in May, the next game, the players went out on the piss for 48 hours. So the next game was Wolves at home on the Wednesday, and he played a second string because JP Mateta was definitely still drunk. And it was Esse on the left, and he played, I think, Sarr on the right, probably. And he played Nketiah up front. And we all turned up to Selhurst with crazy hangovers. All we wanted to see was Joel Ward bring the cup out, which he did. And we were all ready for a pasting at home to Wolves. And actually, Esse and Nketiah both turned up it, and we won 4-2. They were both brilliant. Esse in particular got this assist where crazy skills down the line. Everyone was like, "Oh wow, that's his moment! Brilliant! That was his chance, and he's taken it." And then you're right, Scott. He played away at Liverpool on the last day of the season. I think we got a 1-1 draw, but he got brought on and then hooked half an hour later or something. It was a very public, dressing down. And since then, his minutes have been absolutely minimal. So I don't know what's going on there. But ideally, you'd want to play him against Cups because we need him to. I just don't think he will. I think he'll play someone else, which puts pressure on the rest of the squad.
Do you think there's something personal there then?
I think it's just a trust issue. I think he's really hot on trust, and you have to earn it with him. And once you do, like JD Canvo has, he will give you minutes. But if you don't earn it, I just think he just thinks, I can't be bothered with this. If I can't trust this guy 99.9% of the time he's on the pitch. In fact, at home to Millwall, Esther started that game earlier on this season in the Cup, and he had a shocker, and he got hooked on that as well. And he almost looked like a player that was like struggling for confidence, probably because the managers dressed him down in public 400 times. So he just, I think the poor kid needs a loan somewhere else because he's shattered for confidence. So
he could come to Rovers.
Honestly, he'd do a job. He's a good player. He's got good skills. He just, the young players, some of them are uber confident and some aren't. Some need a bit of a boost, and he needs something.
And then I'm guessing you're assuming, well, the plan would be to rest as many as you could and then play near to a first team in both. But again, the turnaround time is it 3 days?
Yeah.
Saturday, Tuesday?
Saturday, Tuesday, yeah. I think he will. I think he'll go as second string as possible this Thursday. I think you might see Lacroix and Gahey, who did play. The back three played in Dublin, and to be honest, they didn't get out of second gear. One of Shelbourne's players, Paddy Barrett, is their centre back. It's got 50 kids, and he played like he was thinking about those kids the whole time. I mean, it was level so poor. So anyway, our players didn't really get out of second gear. I suspect it'll be the same on Thursday. So if you can get Gay and Lacroix through that, and they haven't had to do too much, they might be okay. I think otherwise, Pino is probably the only player that possibly plays, but they will all then play against Leeds. When it comes to, I was really surprised he said he'd play second string against Cups, because he basically has gone full strength in almost any game he possibly can. And he will do that at Leeds, and he'll definitely go full strength against Arsenal as much as he possibly can. That's a definite. I am 99% confident he will, because he doesn't like chucking games. He doesn't like to be seen to be playing weakened teams. Injuries will force his hand, and he'll be without Munoz. Kamada, I don't know, might be back possibly, but all the big guns will start that game. I reckon both games.
Was shocked to see Sarr come back for City. Was that literally? Is that going to be City and then he's going?
Yeah, he's gone. I think he's gone. Yeah, there was conflicting reports in the pub about whether he'll play this Thursday.
In the pub.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's all pub experts, pub ITKs. But he won't play Leeds. I think he's gone for Leeds. I mean, doesn't it start on? I don't know if it starts on Saturday. God, I don't know. There's too much football. I literally can't keep up with everything that's happening. But yeah, Sarr. That was a boost actually that he was playing, but he looked like someone that had missed a few games. Bless him. So he could probably do with the rest and not flying thousands of miles to another competition. But it's modern football.
Well, not what I want to hear. Full strength Palace for the cup game. Bit of a cup team now as well after last season. He's got a taste for silverware, hasn't he?
Well, he was a cup manager. He did very well in his previous clubs and won the Europa League with Frankfurt. So he is a cup manager. He just doesn't chuck those games at all. And I mean, also we've got Macclesfield in the next round of the FA Cup. That'll be a second string team, I'd imagine. But Arsenal away in the quarterfinal League Cup, absolutely no chance that he goes weak in that. I don't think.
I think we will go near to fully rotated in the Carabao Cup, just because we can, and there's not the same drop off. Yeah. I'm thinking it will probably be something like, which makes it hard for picking Arsenal for a double this week, but I think it's probably going to be something like Kepa in goal, Skelly at left back, even though it's starting to look like Arteta just doesn't fancy him after that Wolves lineup. Calafiori out, barely any defenders, and he still opts to leave Skelly out, which I think probably ended up with Ben White getting injured. I don't think Ben White had to play that game. It could have been Skelly, Hincapié, Saliba, Timber. But yeah, now we're missing Ben White. So I think it could be something like Skelly, Hincapié. I'd say Timber, but I wouldn't mind just sticking Norgard there, to be honest. And then we've got Salmon, who can play right back, who I think it will be. I think it will or could be as much as that. I'd like to see it as that, because I think Timber's probably going to be on edge at the moment. And I don't think we can chuck Saliba straight in for a second game. So yeah, rotated back line. But I think it could be Declan Rice, who's going to be, I think, popular this week. I think he will start. Unless Norgard plays there and we do something different with the defence. Wanyeri and Marino probably in midfield. And then I reckon Madueke, Jesus, and take your pick on the left wing. Eza maybe likes playing against Palace now, it seems, doesn't he? Trossard or Martinelli. I think it could be any of the three, to be fair. So whatever happens, apart from that defence, it still looks relatively strong.
So Lewis Skelly and Romain Essa can just sit on the bench next to each other, just fully knowing they're not getting minutes. Like the two bombed out players from each team, they might as well just go to the pub around the corner.
Come to Rovers, you can have 60-minute games down at Ewood Park.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get called up anyway.
And then for years, Tony can say he used to play for Rovers.
You know what? If that is the Arsenal team, because Arne Slot dropped such a clanger earlier in the competition when we played them. And it wasn't even a second string; he played a third string team. But it's so well known that Glasner doesn't go soft on these games. We just turned them over. I mean, it was I know Liverpool fans that were saying, "What is he doing?" Like they needed a boost at that point more than we did. So if he does go I mean, the team you've read out is a lot stronger than that Liverpool team was, and it's still a very competitive team. But I would imagine if they do that, psychologically, I think that'll give Palace a boost. It make me feel slightly more confident because I know that we'll definitely play Mateta, and Nketiah probably starts. Wharton in the middle, definitely. Mitchell at left back, so Henderson in goal. Yeah, could be a good game. I'm going to it, so hopefully be a good game.
All I don't want to see is Timber playing. Timber play twice. I think that's the same for all Arsenal fans. But yeah, I'm sure we could do something like play one of our many left-sided left backs or left centre backs on the other side of the pitch, but he just doesn't seem to do it. But the questions will weave in to these points, but I thought it'd be easy just to cover that off nice and early. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're not already, and if you do want to get early access to these podcasts, Ben's fixture ticker, exclusive articles, patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic, or just to get the early access and join the Discord, you can hit the join button. Right, Mateta, is he ever going to get back to form and be worth bringing in again? I've still got him. What do we do?
Yes, I think he will. His last 2 seasons, he's basically hit February and thought, oh, it's that square thing with the rat. Right, got it. And then he's absolutely flying. He's a bit of a streaky player. Yeah. He'll play every game. So, I mean, he's getting only 60 minutes at the moment because he's knackered. But, like, given him maybe will he get a rest? He might get a couple of rests over Christmas. But he will play most games, and he will at some point hit form. I do believe that. So I would say he's a wait and see. Once he possibly knocks 1 or 2 in, I'd get on him because I think he'll go on a run. But we also have no one else, so he has to, because we haven't got any other options really. In terms of that light for light.
Untuck that shirt, untie them shorts, and let some blood through to his legs, and he'll get back scoring.
Throw the tash back. Just get back to 2024. No, he's been brilliant for us. Like, I mean,
he has. No, honestly,
I can't criticize him, but
the amount of chances Palace have created so far this season has been unreal.
I know,
unreal.
But I would rather. I mean, maybe this is a football fan mentality, but I almost would rather my team is creating lots of chances and missing a fair amount, because that's odds are they're going to go in.
Yeah, definitely. It's just that when, and to be fair to Mateta, he can be quite unselfish at times as well, which probably does him no favours. But yeah, he's streaky, isn't he? Like you say, he's one of these where he'll put a couple in, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's where the net is, and he'll do it for a little bit and then drop off again.
And he's on pens as well. You know, he's on penalties. Yep. And in fact, there was a game the other day. It was Man United at home where. And this is what I love about him and our team is I've never seen a team so focused and whose heads don't drop. At Palace, we lose a couple of games, we'll get back on it. We go down a couple of goals, they just crack on. Like, they do not drop, and that is on the manager. The penalty against Man United, he scores it, and it gets clipped his standing foot ever so slightly. And he steps up again, bang, no problem, other corner. Like, I just think some players, a lot of players would be anxious about that. Just not. So even right now, he's probably not wondering, oh, am I going to get back on form? He's just thinking, oh, score next game. And that is one of his strengths. He just gets on with it. So that's why I'm not that worried about him. I think he will find the goal again.
It's like the polar opposite of what we've got going on with Gyökeres at the moment. It's like our guy's getting no service or no chances, and now you're second guessing. You know, is it him? Is it Havertz was getting chances? Gabriel comes on and's getting chances. We wanted someone to finish, and whenever he's on, he's not getting the chances. So I think that's a much tougher conversation than it would be for Mateta, where you're like, don't worry, just keep getting in the right positions and it's going to happen. Yeah. Will you be? Is he in your team now?
Me? Do you know what? He's not currently. He was in a draft, and I am tempted.
Is it going to be 60 and 60 again, something like that?
It probably is. And there are probably better. I think Jeremy Pino's he's a midfielder, better option in terms of minutes, I think. I don't know. But JP is JP. Sometimes he can just, pull a bit of magic out. So, but you're right. He is reduced minutes at the moment. It's probably your main concern.
He's got to score soon, or the DJ Well, we'll be out of a job, won't they?
Well, the corner flags are safe though. So that's,
You've got all the corner flags are building up high. The orders have been paused.
Groundsman's happy, but everyone else is.
The second part was, is Saliba worth bringing in or not? I don't think it's the week to do it personally. I don't want to see Saliba get 2 games. What do you think, Ben? Arsenal defence.
Yeah, it's his price tag for what points he comes away with most weeks. It's just a bit of it's either clean sheet or nothing. You don't get many attacking returns, so I think I'd rather go for Nkapie, who's just like $1 million cheaper. With Arsenal having so many injuries, he's getting plenty of minutes, and Calafiori's 3.8 as well, and he's got more points than Saliba, and he's played like a lot less games.
Yeah, he's on. What's he on? 22 more points for Calafiori. Yes, somehow he's played one. Calafiori's played one more game than Saliba.
Oh, really?
But what amount of them were actually just substitute appearances? Yeah, because if Saliba doesn't play, if Saliba's not starting, he wouldn't get on. Whereas Calafiori could just come on for the odd few minutes. So yeah, get Carter. Would the optimal team, in your opinion, for this week still have Haaland and Foden in it, or would it consist of just Arsenal and Palace players? We don't get a free hit in Dream Team, but like if you were doing a free hit team this week, would you be going all in on doubles or West Ham?
You still got to include those City players. It's a plum fixture for West Ham. For City, sorry. West Ham. Definitely not plum for West Ham, but as you've seen with, I know it's an informed Villa going down there, but in the position that West Ham were in, maybe they should have won the game. They're going to concede goals though, and going up to City. Yeah, it's you got to go with the City lads as well.
Yeah, I'm currently, in terms of Arsenal players, I'm currently on Timber and Saka, and I think the only one I'm possibly looking at is either Declan Rice and at a push Nkapie, but there's rumours sort of that Gabriel's not far off it. So yeah, I'm not feeling that big on the adding extra Arsenal just because of the depth. Like Eza would be good, but do I think he's going to start 2? Probably not. The same for Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke. So and the striker could be Jesus, could be Marino, could be Gyökeres. So yeah, I think it's tough. That's why I kind of didn't mind going for a sort of doubling player last week, because I think this week and last week were potential sort of traps a little bit when it comes to looking at doubles.
Yeah.
I think doubles are, when you get towards the end of the season and the European competitions, there's going to be more definite minutes for players at the tail end of these bigger competitions. So I think that's when I've had my most joy with doubles and using the chips and stuff, because you knew at that point
knockout rounds.
Bruno was going to play 90 minutes both games, and so I think this Christmas and these early rounds of competitions or league, it's so hard. So I think you pick these players knowing they're a gamble, and you have to accept that. And if they don't play, that was part of the gamble.
Yeah.
Ben, any Arsenal and Palace players that you think you might be considering for this week? Because I know you do want to always try and play the fixtures if there's a chance, but just because me and Jim are not that confident on... Well, actually, Jim's confident that he's going to get first 11 out twice, but I'm not. What do you reckon for this week?
Yeah, I think Rice is a good pick for this double game week. Should get plenty of minutes, and he's getting points from all different avenues. I think Pino's a good little enabler. Just he's
hit the bar, didn't he?
Yeah, could have laid it off, but he was offside anyway. But he could have laid it off to Mateta as well for a tap in. He's like them that's sort of a gem player I like, where they're not quite indispensable in a team, but they're like they'll play the weaker games as well, and they'll play the more important games. So like if you know what I mean, like the indispensable players like Mateta will get rested, but he'll play both games in a game week. So he's like a little gem. Yeah, and obviously, like you said, the Arsenal defense is the best to go for. The only one I'd probably go for, it weren't from Arsenal or Palace, is a Man City defender. So like Nunez, Vardiol, but Vardiol's probably a bit too expensive, and Diaz. They're decent picks for the defense.
I think it's a good week for the defence, especially if you think it's going to be a one fixture job. If you was looking at Saliba versus a Vardiol, for example, I think I'd rather Vardiol.
The only annoying thing is that they've categorised O'Reilly as a midfielder.
Yeah.
So
always one player in there every season.
Yeah, I think was it not the same? Like a little frustration with Nunez as well. The years he's come through, Nunez, and he is categorised as a defender. So, and you know how attacking he plays. I mean, he's not as attacking as O'Reilly, but he's up there. Like he got an assist again this week. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be full of them, wouldn't it? Nunez and O'Reilly at back if they were both categorised as defenders.
Yeah.
Even last year, Skelly was really cheap, and Arsenal were keeping loads of clean sheets, and he was playing all of them, and he was doing really well for bonus, but you couldn't really pick him because you couldn't get the clean sheet out of him last year, which now, I mean, it wouldn't have worked this season because he's not been playing, but yeah, always a shame. What do you think of this as a tactic? Should we just target whoever plays Burnley and pick the best player on that team from Jay Baker? So I
don't answer this one.
I'll go back to the fixture ticker here, because if you do look at Burnley and Wolves this week, if you go for it in Gameweek 16, you can go. I mean, most people might already have him, but for Wolves, you can still have Thiago. For Wolves Brentford, you can still have Thiago. For Burnley against Bournemouth, you could get Semenyo in. It wouldn't be bad targeting them for that one. Gameweek 17, Wolves have got United. I think it is again. Gameweek 17. You got the Wolves United fixture in that one, and then it's Liverpool as well for them. So that could be an Ekatike Bruno or Szoboszlai maybe. And that same week, it's Burnley Newcastle. So you might still keep Gordon in your team with that one in mind, or reluctantly hold on to Voldemada. And then in 18, Wolves have got West Ham, so you could go for Bowen. And then Burnley in 18. You're not going to want a Brighton player, are you, Jim? But you could go Bruno Fernandes in the second one. So if you went for Bruno or a Cunha, maybe at Man United, you get both teams in the next 3 weeks. You get a crack at Burnley and a crack at Wolves if you decide to go for a United player. It could be quite nice. Fancy that?
I don't think it's a bad shout. If you're someone like me who plays both transfers each week rather than rolling them, it's you're essentially giving yourself a little. Unless you're building for long term, you can have a cheeky little punt each week or a little differential. I don't think it's a bad tactic at all. They both seem so bad, Burnley and Wolves. I don't think it's a bad tactic. I think Bruno's really interesting from 17 for those double ups and the fixtures. I like Cunha. I loved him at Wolves. And he's obviously seems to be playing in that sort of almost number 9 now, doesn't he? The other two aren't playing. So, yeah, I don't hate it at all. Brentford, I don't have Thiago. I've got Thiago in FPL. I don't have him in Dream Team. I'm not as confident on Brentford. They're just... It's such a nothing club.
I now I've got him, I feel like I can't sell him. Like after what's just happened with Rodgers, you feel like that's one. If I take Thiago out this week and he does well, you think, well, that was obvious. Why are you doing that?
No, that's fair enough. But I
if
would.
You're not on him already.
Yeah, I wouldn't be targeting Brentford. They're just a bit boring. They're the sort of team that if it comes off, you're like, oh, what a lovely pick. And if it doesn't come off, you're like, why the hell did I choose a Brentford player?
Yeah.
What God's earth am I doing there? So, but I think some of those United picks possible. I like Ekitike as a pick. I think that's a really, really interesting. Salah's off to AFCON, so yeah, I think he could be very interesting as well.
Tony, you love a bit of Cunha. Would you go double United, or is that a bit too far?
No, I don't mind bringing one of them in because, like I said, they look so good going forward. And to be fair, prior to me really enjoying that game last night, I know their stats going forward have been really good this season. If it's not transpired into the greatest of form or results or whatever, they've hit certain figures which show they've massively improved as an attacking side, which is probably down to buying Premier League quality, proven Premier League players, Cunha and Mbeumo, two massive players for the clubs, and you just move them across and put them into what should be a slightly stronger team. I wouldn't double for the fact that attacking lineup is changing, and I kind of want to see what's it going to look like. Are they going to still be as potent? Don't know. Diallo gives them a lot down that side. You know, never really been his biggest fan, but he does give them a good outlet, and he's a tricky player. Cunha can do things on his own, but yeah, I wouldn't go Bruno and Cunha.
Maybe Cunha might even be better with a couple main men coming out. Like he was good at Wolves being the only guy. Like
I know what you're saying there, but look, how many shots did he have last night, Cunha? He when he gets that ball, regardless of whether there's a boom on the pitch, bloody Diallo, it don't matter. He'll shoot. I'm sure he has something like an average of something like 5 shots a game. He's. I love it. I love the fact that he is not good. Like a little bit like possibly holds Mateta back sometimes. Is that he'll look for a pass when you're going, just fucking hit it there. Just hit it. And whereas Cunha's not frightened to do that. And I mean, his goal scoring record at United is not the greatest. Like, it's not like that. He scored last night, so he's at 2 now in a long time. About 20 something games, maybe 30. It's not the greatest goal scoring record he's got there, but he's such a danger. He's such a good player. But yeah, I know what you mean. Is he gonna? I just don't think United will be able to sustain attacks as well as what they have been doing, because they haven't got as many threats.
Next up is one for. Sorry, Ben. What was you going to say?
I was just going to say I'm actually looking at doubling up on Cunha and Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, with Mbeumo out of the way, I think they're going to have to rely more on Cunha. And obviously, Bruno Fernandes is nailed in that team. Like Tony said, he's always shooting. I think the game previous he had about 8 shots. I think he only had like two or three on target, but he's shooting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he can get 2 or 3 in a game. And with Wolves, Leeds, Burnley straight after each other, I think that could be a nice run for him.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, everyone's gonna go Bruno, so like, you kind of need something else, don't you? If you want to be slightly different, you don't want to go without Bruno, but if you kind of want to double down, I feel like that's the way the advantage could be. potentially. It's just what does it block in your team, I suppose.
Do you trust that United team to double down?
No.
Look, them fixtures are good. Don't get me wrong. They've got the fixtures. They're losing to attackers. I can't trust it. I can't trust it, no matter how good the fixtures are. But
I suppose the only thing with them is, do you need United to be good, or do you need United to win, or do you just need them to get your players points? Because Bruno, United have been pants all season, or not terrible, but you know what I mean. They're not been great. And then last season, they weren't great either, was they? But Bruno still does it, and it's because he's got the routes to points. And if Cunha's still getting the shots on target, still getting the bonus, and they're losing 4-2. Yeah, you don't really care, do you? I suppose, unless you're a United fan. Second question was, can Jim sing the 92 Club song? We'll have that. We'll have that at the end. Possibly
we're going to play out with it.
Yeah, we'll have something for you. And then one question in the chat as well was, what's the spinning wheel in the back?
Oh, this. It's a game show style spinny wheel. I bought it for a YouTube series I did one video for and then gave up on, where I wrote random teams and then spun up, who should I go and see, and went Bohemians in Dublin. But my wife is a career coach, and she's now using it she's put loads of Christmas characters from films, stuck it on, and then she's like, how would I career coach this person? It's like how would I career coach Elf? You know, it's a good little series. If you're into that, check her out online. So yeah, she's using it more than I am.
Could do it for captaincy this week.
Stick that shout. That's a great shout. That's a great shout. Yeah, if you're not sure, I might just pick. I might free hit an FPL and fit the whole team on this, and just let the gods decide.
The wheels choose the transfers.
Yes. There you go. Lovely bit of content.
We've got a comedian on the pod, and we've got a comedian in the chat. Samantha says it's really nice.
Excellent. 5 stars.
Chris Stone, this is one for you. He says, do you think there'll be much more rotation / benching into and over January as a bit of a statement from Glasner that the squad might need investment? Do you think he's got a bit of that in him?
Macclesfield, definitely. As you said, Macclesfield, second string, I'd imagine. Other than that, probably not. I mean, we're starting to see links this week with a couple of, I would say, quite good signings for us, and in that attacking number 10 position, which we desperately need, with Sarr gone and Kamada injured. Brennan Johnson's one of them from Spurs, who I think will be quite a good signing. And Oscar Bob.
I saw Oscar Bob. Yeah, I saw that link.
I wouldn't mind that either. I think those are two, Premier League. They played in the Premier League. I think Johnson in particular, with a sort of running in behind, would suit a Glasner system. Mm-hmm. It's very un-Palace for those links to be coming out, because I've had that confirmed with people that I know at the club. So I was like, well, not that I know, but people that do know. Look at me returning at the pub. Yeah. It was actually Steve behind the bar. He confirmed it. That they are genuine, and that's not really happens at Palace. So that makes me think they are actually taken on board what Glasner said and trying their best to get people in at the start of the month. And normally we do a trolley dash at the end of January. So if they get one of those guys and another probably midfielder, then if he's got more options to rotate, I think he will. But he's only going to rotate with first team quality players. He's not going to chuck in the kids. Romain Esser's not getting anywhere near that team. So
Oscar probably a great replacement for Sarr in January. I think he's top drawer, Oscar Bob.
Yeah, on the I do a Palace pod, and one of the guys was saying he wasn't comparing him to Michael Elise, but was saying as a left-footed attacker cutting in from the right on, it would be a bit like going back to having Michael there, and that worked really well on the Glasner system right at the start of his reign. So I'd be happy with either of those guys. The Premier League pedigree and in theory, they'd be ready to come in and hit the ground running. You need January signings, people that are fit and up and running and ready to play. Yeah. So hopefully they do the business, but I'll be happy with either of those.
Surprised Spurs will try and do you any favours after after the Eze signing.
Yeah, if you're a player on high wages, they need off their books. Palace are now in the market where weirdly we can afford. We're not obviously one of the big spenders in the league, but players like us now can offer competitive wages and to players that want to play. So yeah, who knows? Now I've said that, I'll probably sign no one.
What's the second part? Do Palace still overvalue after prior success? Am I reading this right? Can you see that, guys?
Yeah.
Offer value? It's supposed to be offer.
Okay.
This is one of these
because they've built they've built their price up because they had quite a lot of price rises earlier in the season. So do they still offer value for money? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Who to keep, sell, and buy from the Palace guys?
I still think the defence offers not bad value, to be honest, in terms of minutes and returns. Chris Richards, I don't know how cheap he is. He was dirt cheap at the start, but Glasner loves him. I mean, if you're looking for minutes over the next few weeks, Nathaniel Klein is incredibly cheap and will play, but I don't think he's going to get more than 60 in most games, if even that. Bless him. He's only a few years younger than me, and he's playing Premier League football. He is an absolute club legend, but his legs are not what Daniel Munoz's is. Otherwise, going forward, I don't know if there is. It's value for money if you want minutes. But in terms of actual returns, the midfield doesn't return a lot. Wharton should probably be returning more in terms of actual assists and goals. They only really come from the front three. And I think they're all, as Ben said, Pino I had Pino earlier in the season and I stuck with him for a while and when he wasn't doing much. And then I got a few returns for him, but he's a cheap way in to minutes. But in terms of value for money, I think it's the defence and probably Henderson.
I'm just working out what Tony's doing there. Covering up the Venky's badge with tape, is that?
Yeah, I just noticed it. I'm getting 3 advertising on my pod.
I respect it. I do respect it. I thought Tony was possibly doing some sort of like S&M sort of thing that was going on.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's just covering up the Venky.
There we go.
Turn green very quickly.
I'm having that same sort of fault with not what you just talking about. What you're talking about Palace. I've got like Henderson and Lacroix in goal, Henderson in goal and Lacroix in defence, and I'm now like, do you know when you haven't got that much wrong with your team, you're like, well, could I move them on? Like, have they sort of done their time in the team? But I just feel like Henderson's still just a season-long sort of keeper now.
I'd keep them both. I think they're the sort of players you'll both want back at some point. And I had Roofs.
Always plays.
He always plays. Lacroix plays both as well. I had Roofs because he was cheap, like you did to start the season, and he was brilliant. And I only just moved him on last week or so. I think when it comes to defence and goalkeeper, Munoz aside, I probably wouldn't be spending too much money anyway. But my biggest bugbear with any fantasy game is when players don't play. I almost don't mind if they're just ticking over and getting your 2s and 3s and 4s. I mean, obviously you want the hauls, but it's way more annoying if they don't play. So if you want guaranteed minutes, Lacroix, they're going to play.
We've done. I think we covered Icar's question, didn't we? On targeting the talismans of the teams with Wolves and Burnley. Ekatike. Ben, you said double United. You're not tempted in Ekatike over Cunha?
I'm tempted in Ekatike as well. Might be bringing him in too.
Man of mystery.
With the injuries at Liverpool, surely Ekatike should get a good run in the team now. Gakpo's out.
Yeah.
Salah's off.
Yeah.
You just got Isak who's always nursing injuries. Ekatike's scoring. Why should you take him out of the team?
Yeah. It's got a bit man.
Is he rising this week? He'll be rising, won't he, as well?
Should be, yeah. Double 2 goals, yeah.
I like him.
Tottenham away. They're not very good at home, Tottenham at the minute, so might be the time to bring him in. just ahead of the Wolves Leeds game the week after. So, yeah, definitely.
He looks class when he plays as well. Do you know there's certain players that just look silky. I know I've already dug Gyökeres out once this season, but every time I watch him, well, actually, Tony, you sent a voice message, didn't you? I was away at the weekend and I got to listen to your voice note and I was cracking up. But yeah, basically saying he doesn't look all that. But yeah, he doesn't look right running. He doesn't look right getting the ball to feet. He always looks off balance. Whereas I was watching Ekatike and I was kind of thinking, I know you can't really compare. I know these are two sort of separate players, but like I thought he had a bit of like a Aubameyang about him, where he was like running in behind, like coming in off the left a little bit and finding space. But then also probably because of the Liverpool links, but almost a bit like Torres as well. That first, I think it was it the first one? There was a second chance where he just sort of ran in behind and he was so quick. I just thought that reminded me of Torres's pace a little bit at the time. Yeah, I just think he looks so good to watch. Exciting player. What was it you said about Gyökeres? I wish I'd made that onto a... I can't remember what you said now. Best not.
Oh, no.
Play the WhatsApp note.
No. It's a lot of money in it. And Arsenal have since... I mean, Aubameyang, to be fair, he did all right to begin with, but I'm trying to think, going back, when have you signed that goal scorer, that number 9? It's like Arsenal have always been crying out since Henry left, and I just don't think you've ever got it right, and I think you've got it wrong again. He scored goals in Portugal, he scored goals in the Championship, and he's looked good doing it, don't get me wrong. But what we're seeing at Arsenal is, yeah, his touch, his positioning, his pace, his hold-up play, everything just seems off. It's like you can't even say, well, he's doing this right. Or like Mateta, for example, he's getting positions, he's getting chances. He just needs to tweak his finish, like improving his finishing a little bit, be a little bit more calmer in front of goal. He's not doing anything. Gabriel Jesus, the sooner he gets fully fit, the better for Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, that's what's made people turn on him a little bit, because it was like excuses that, he's not getting the service, not getting the chances, and then you stick Marino in, and all of a sudden
it's true
getting in all the right positions, and Jesus doing the same. Yeah, it's a worry, but no one's bringing him in, so let's not worry about it. And he'll go and bang 2 against Palace now.
It's not a complete slate on Gyökeres as well, because don't forget, like he's coming to the Premier League, and it's a different game for Arsenal. The teams don't come out and open up against you. Like there's a whole different tactic to it, and there's a whole different thing in front of him. He's not playing for Lisbon. He's not playing for Coventry. So there is a lot more to it than just saying, "Do you know what, you're a shit, mate," because he isn't. He's obviously a good football player. You don't buy him for that much money, but whether he's suited to the setup and suited to the league and suited to what is in front of him is another story, and that's down to the scouting team and the recruitment team, and they've obviously got it wrong again, by the looks of it.
We've had a few goals in that Chelsea game. Garnacho, Brace, and Pedro Neto.
Sure.
Question 2 from DT Philip is Foden, Shirky, and Haaland. Are they all worth keeping for Game Week 17, or would you move Shirky on for someone to target more fixtures? Are you keeping all your Palace boys? Palace boys? City boys?
You can't move them on, can you?
No.
Informed team, and they look good. Shirky looks brilliant. Foden still scoring. Haaland on fire. Yeah, you can't back against the City lads, even with a single fixture. So, yeah, going nowhere. If anything, add to it.
Yeah, West Ham are so bad, it's basically like a double fixture.
Yeah.
So I
I do
personally,
expect City to score 4.
Yeah.
So then take from that what you will. There's 4 goals to be had. There's 4 assists.
well, especially as you can't. It's difficult to touch. You're basically taking Cherky out for what, Jeremy Pino, and is that you're then wondering what you're doing with Pino. It's so hard to predict who's going to play in these.
Yeah.
Certainly if you want to target Arsenal, then I think I'd be keeping those 3 if I had. I've got Foden and Haaland. If I had Cherky, I'd be keeping them.
Yeah, if I had Turkey, I'd be keeping him too. And obviously, Man City are one of the earlier kickoffs as well. So if he doesn't play, Pep decides to rotate, you can move him on. But I can't see him rotating with Doku being injured. Surely Cherky gets minutes in this match.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know what you thought.
Improves his minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought of this. It was a thought that crossed my mind, possibly. I know you said City were early. I'd considered it for the sub options. So I'd wondered if I didn't want to go in Bumo, could I still make the 2 transfers that I wanted before the Doku injury, but then leave Doku in and then almost have it as a third? And then you could go for maybe a better fixture. But then I started to worry, the rate their injuries are coming in this season. Are you putting yourself at risk of maybe picking up a second injury and then they start stacking up, you know? Do you think there's any merit in that, maybe? Or would you just get shot?
I think if you can hold off, it depends on the player. So we've got Doku sat in there. So City play at 3 o'clock Saturday. So you got to look and you've got Spurs, Liverpool at 5:30. You could use that as an extra sub. Everton, Arsenal. So you could potentially bring in a doubler for him as a third sub. I don't mind it. I'd also stick the captaincy on him and have a do that way. Why not?
Added layers of risk. I love that. Just why not slap on some more risk? I don't hate it either, but I just think, as I said earlier, like it's one of these things where you are taking a risk, and that's fine. And like, you know, and as long as you know that, if it pays off, brilliant. If it doesn't, it's like, well, that's the risk I took. But in theory, I think that is the way to play these substitutions. If you can time it right to basically get extra. A 12th player, 13th player, whatever. But I don't have the mental capacity to do that. I stress enough about fantasy football. Then trying to work out who's being subbed and the timings, I'd suddenly be on like LA time or something. I can't. I'm looking at what time zones are we dealing with? So I think I'll just stick to my 2 transfers.
Stick to the wheel.
Stick to the wheel. I'll let the wheel
You'll have to start setting alarms, Jim, on your phone when to make transfers.
I know, but I don't. I mostly sleep through my normal alarms, and my wife's annoyed that I'm not up in time for the kids' school run. So adding extra alarms, I think, is too risky. Well, although I'll probably get up for that. I'll probably notice them and not the kids' school run, but that's another conversation for me and my wife.
Rank these in order. Out of Palmer, Rodgers, and Bruno, who would you bring in for 16 and hold for 17? Let's go top to bottom. Tony?
Right.
Quick fire.
I think. Go? Not really quick fire. I mean, it's got to be Fernandez on it. I think it's pretty fixture wise, penalties. Like I say, so many routes to points, and that's why I don't mind Fernandez as the option. I'm not keen on a double up because I can't trust United to do it consistently, even against the lesser sides. But he always finds a way, doesn't he, Fernandez? That free kick the other night, were one of the best free kicks I've seen in a while. Unreal. Fernandez for me.
Yep, same. Fernandes. Rodgers is going into a really tricky double game week in 17. He's got Chelsea and Arsenal away. But yeah, he's decent player to have in your team, but because he will get the minutes. But Fernandes trumps them, and Palmer's still coming back from injury. He was to get 58 again this weekend. 58 minutes. So
yeah,
a bit risky.
He said something as well after Palmer. I can't remember what the exact quote was, but he kind of said he's still not 100%, or he said he said he was feeling something, didn't he? He said he didn't feel quite right still.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. He's literally got 3 brain cells, so it could well be he's not 100%, and he thinks that means I am 100%. I mean, I wouldn't trust anything that guy. I've left him. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but I mean, honestly, just look at his face. So, but Palmer, at some point, Palmer will become a good option this season. He definitely will when he's back to full fitness. But out of that 3, it's Bruno by an absolute mile. Given the fixtures he's got in 17 and 18, it's Bruno by an absolute mile.
I think it's weird, isn't it, that we talk about Palmer and Bruno, and then last season it was Palmer. He wasn't the option because they were only singling and he weren't in the European team. Obviously, Bruno was the option. Now it's like roles reverse kind of thing. He just needs to get fit, and prove he can do 2 games in a week. And I'm pretty sure that Palmer is going to be very, very highly owned towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Dave Gatt, it's weird to say this, but what's happened to Pep Roulette? More spin the wheel talk. What has happened to Pep Roulette? Was it a case of not enough players now, or is he changing his colours? What's going on there?
It's not enough. It's not that he's not got enough players.
They've had a fair amount of injuries. Although there's some players that he could be playing Savinho. He could have played Marmouche more. Could have played like Nori more.
Let's
not give him the excuse.
No, I don't think there is an excuse for not rotating as much as he has over the years. I think we're all stumped about it. We're all expecting more rotation. You'd expect Savinho to have got a hell of a lot more minutes. Norris, since he's come back from injury, you expect him to at least be coming on, and he's not going to give him a 45 somewhere. Are you not feeding him back into it? Rico Lewis, someone who burst through to scene, probably really, really did well for City the other year, and then now gets what looks like 0 minutes for not very often he's getting any minutes. And don't forget the other year he playing right back. At some points he playing defensive midfield as well, like on the inside. I don't know. Has Pep finally settled down?
I just think that he's realised that keep changing your defence all the time, because the defence is the main thing in your team. You need to have a settled back line to win matches, because then you'll know what you're doing in the game. You'll know where you're going to be. If you keep changing it, you're just going to unsettle the team. And I think he's realised now that he just needs to have a settled team. He changes a few midfielders every now and again, but like the back line now has been settled for ages, and you can see in the results they've started to catch Arsenal up now just by having a settled team. So it's a good thing, I think.
It's even done wonders for Doku, hasn't it, as well? He was in and out and inconsistent, and now he's really found it. So,
I mean, one thing can be absolutely guaranteed is that as soon as we start thinking that Pep has settled and not done roulette, he is going to start playing Savinho. He is going to start playing, all those other players. We are going to get absolutely screwed by him. I think Pep sometimes, I always get the impression he overthinks things. I think he's probably gone full circle in the overthinking and come back to, I'll just play my regular team, because it's definitely working for them. Foden with a bit, we all know this, Foden with minutes is an insane player just with a bit of a run in the team, and he's hit form recently. incredibly. So, but yeah, I still don't trust Pep. I just don't trust him at all. So I'm sure he'll ruin our lives at some point.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Foden doesn't play another game all season.
Yeah, exactly. No, really either.
How many times have we sat here, especially on this podcast as well, and we've said this is Foden's year. He's got a good run of games. He's playing well, and then next thing you know, it's a couple of quiet games. He disappears. Next thing you know, he's not in the team for 6 weeks, and we've had it before. Like you say, you can't trust it, but yeah, it's good. I've not had Foden in my team, but for England and as a football fan, he's such a good player, Foden. So talented. I do genuinely like seeing him do well. He's a good lad.
Conscious of time, so we're going to make this the last one to end up on, and then we'll wrap up with the leagues. But best captain picks for this game week. Now, obviously, only a couple of teams, Palace and Arsenal doubling, but the big man himself has got West Ham, and then Foden as well, keeping pace really with Haaland at the minute. So, what are we thinking? Captaincy wise, maybe start with you, Jim, for this week.
Given that you were saying earlier that Saka probably won't play the second game, it's basically single matchups, and so for that, I think you go Haaland at home to West Ham, unless I'm wondering if you do think Rice is playing both. Rice a cheeky little outside captain shout for minutes, doesn't get the returns that Saka does. I like Foden as a shout. I really like that as a shout, but to be honest, I will probably go boring and just go Haaland. Every time I go against him, he screws me.
Yeah, I think Saka will get. I think he'll get. If I had to guess, I know it's obviously possible, but I feel like he'll get 70 to 90 in the first game, depending on game state. But I think the Everton game is going to be a pretty tough game, to be honest. I don't like when we go to. It's not Goodison, is it now? The Hill Dickinson now.
The Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah, I reckon 70 to 90. And then he might get 30 off the bench, I think, against you guys, depending on how the game's going again. So, game and a bit of Saka versus Haaland. What are you thinking, Ben?
I think slightly to Saka just for minutes, just because he doesn't have to score. You know what I mean? As many goals as Haaland to get the points. He can get the points from different avenues. He's done well this week, hasn't he? 15 points from 2 assists. And potentially, if the game is tight, half time, you could come off the bench against Palace. So possibly Saka. Saka for me at the minute.
So, it's only been one game this week for Arsenal as well, so we've had a bit of recovery time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about you, Tony?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a massive split this week. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of Haaland and a lot of Saka. Probably 35-40% each. And then a sprinkling of, like the Fodens and the other lot. What am I going to do? I want to play. I'd rather be differential with given my position. So, but Haaland against West Ham, so weak at the back, so weak, and they have been all season. West Ham. I think I'll be going back to Haaland.
Don't fancy a Maverick pick, Semenyo, Burnley at home.
Do you know? Well, I mean
Mateta. Don't fancy Mateta.
That's all start. No, Semenyo. Look, it's a good shot. I don't mind him as a transfer in, even with a single. Not too bad a fixtures week after with Brentford and Chelsea away. There's time to. There's goals to be had in them games, but yeah, I just think Saka and Haaland. I think it's pretty much a shootout between them two. And just being on the right side of that this week could just completely decide your week, to be fair. Yeah, I'm on fence at the minute.
We'll see what sort of rest Haaland gets in midweek as well, potentially.
Wisby likes my shout. Wisby's flying in the. Was he in the top 20 in the world at the minute?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wisby, let us know where you're going.
Loves a bit of butter pasta as well, does Wisby.
Right. Yeah, I've not decided, so I'm going to go vanilla for now with Haaland, but Saka is a temptation. Yeah, sorry to the guys if we've not got to your question. We'll try and cover them. We might go a bit early on the deadline stream, but yeah, hour and a half in, I think we'll have to cut it for there. Mini leagues. Wow, Tony, you complained last week. You complained last week that you were cut off. I think the guest league, so I've extended it this week.
I don't want you to extend it. I'd rather you cut it off.
We normally read out top 3, but yeah, Tony down in 13th.
We're going to read out top 30.
We can't bring you back in, Jim, because you're already in here. At least you're not bottom 12th.
Yeah, bottom of the table is where it's at. That's where the cool guys are.
Got any trash talk?
Second highest score this week.
No trash talk.
Top three. Myself, Chris Stone, and George Bristow. I've done you a favour there, Ben. I could have kept going.
Yeah.
G Team Tonic Cash League, D Pointer, M Burns, and obviously Nathan Wisby in the chat. Absolutely flying. Tonic Members League, D Sherwood, Silent Pal, and Nathan Wisby smashing it in the Members League. In the Tag Team League, we've got G DALY and Stephen Williams. We've got Wadey in second with N Reeves, and in first, M Burns and B James. Well played, everyone. And lastly, Tony, have you got it to hand?
It's here.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Hang on, I'm not ready.
Game week.
I'm ready.
14.
I'm ready. Where are we at?
Game week 14. Are you ready, Scott?
Go, go, go.
Here we go. Lowest score out the door. 26th position with a score of 88 was Y Baker. Why you?
For me. Are you guys seeing it? Oh, it's not on my screen. That's a shame. Oh, there we are. Yeah, it's up there now.
He's here. He's here. So, sorry, mate. But 88 points weren't enough to survive, buddy. And only consistency pays in this league.
It's time to go!
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
So, let's not take the piss here.
I certainly wasn't.
Well, I think you are, but there you are.
Good old Roy. Oh, live removing. Oh my God, it's just like a beheading. It's just like a Victorian.
It is. It's like that, isn't it?
You're getting named and shamed.
God, that's brutal.
Yeah, so sorry, mate. And just before we go, we always like to see who's in threat this week.
Great.
But I'm down there. It's never good when I see me there. But
Lindsay,
the Honey Badgers, currently sat there with 64. Yeah. So tune in next week, Wednesday, and hopefully you survived, but hopefully not.
Someone's got to go, and we'll have a new. It's just what's happened here. There we go. Hopefully it's not me. Someone's got to go, and we'll have a sound. We'll have a sound effect for you, Jim. Where can people find you, and what have you got going on?
So I think when last time I came on, I sort of teased I was touring next year. I have secured a few dates for the tour. I can actually tell you, haven't actually announced these yet, but I can tell you guys I'm doing a London date in April on the 23rd. I'm doing Manchester May the 3rd. I'm doing Liverpool June the 13th, Birmingham June the 7th, Cheshire, my hometown, May 23rd. And then I'm hoping to book in a couple more: Leeds, Newcastle, possibly Nottingham as well. The place to find that is my website, jimdalycomedy.com. And if you sign up to, I'm calling it the Jim Daly FC Club. It's basically my mailing list, but I was just trying to think of a sexier name for it. Then the pre-sale tickets for all those dates will be going just to that club, that mailing list, hopefully end of this week. So if you want to get pre-sale tickets, it's the website, jimdalycomedy.com. But then for all my other videos and bits and bobs and songs and stuff, it's Jim Daly Comedy on any other platform, essentially. But yeah, if you want to come and see me live, 2026 is the year to do it. Get yourself a ticket to one of those shows and hopefully see you guys at one of them as well.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I'll be there. We will be there. Cheers to everyone that's tuned in. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll put that link, Jim. I've not got it on the screen now, but I'll put that link in the description below as well.
Scott, just before we go, has Tony got something else to announce?
No, next week.
I wasn't sure if she was saving it. Saving it?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Okay. Right then.
So we'll end on a little treat here.
What a suspense. That's what a cliffhanger to end on. Talk about like giving people a reason to tune in next week.
Tune in next week.
Tune in to end.
There'll be something. But cheers, guys, and we will we'll leave you with a little treat. If you could all mute your microphones so you don't hear us chit-chatting, and enjoy a song from Jim.
Stanley, who are they exactly? Bournemouth, Wimbledon, Barrow, they are all AFCs. Arsenal, Fan TV, sign everyone from Chelsea. Villa, Barnet, Barnsley, Birmingham, hate Tom Brady. Blackburn surely can't go on. Blackpool, it can. Bolton, Tough Sheet Stadium. Bradford, they can't take throw-ins. Brentford, where everyone leaves. Brighton wore a trophy. Bristol City, Bristol Rovers really, really hate each other.
Lots of teams in English football, from the Premier League down to those teams in League Two. Lots of teams in English football. I'm gonna try to make it through the whole 92.
Bromley, Burnley, Colio Show, Burton, Cambridge, new logo, Cardiff, Charlton, tops off, Chelsea, Trump's now in the squad, Chesterfield, Will Griggs on fire, Cheltenham, electric cars, Colchester, Cowley Brothers, Coventry, Frank Lampard. Now here's a question I have, let me know in the comments. What's the point of Crawley? Come on, what's the point of Crawley? Crew, Alexandra, Alexandra, Crystal Palace, UEFA suck, don't care, won the FA Cup.
Lots of teams in English football, from the Premier League down to those teams in League Two. Lots of teams in English football. I'm gonna try to make it through the whole 92.
Derby, Doncaster, Everton, New Stadium, Exeter, Fleetwood, where the hell is Fleetwood? Fulham, Joshing, not that one. Gillingham, Grimsby, taken on. Harrogate, Huddersfield, Hull. It's a Shearing squad number. Leeds, Leicester, Jamie's gone. Leighton, Orient, Lincoln, Liverpool, Luton City, Man United, Kane 15, Mansfield, Middlesbrough, Millwall. Keeper will put you in hospital. MK Dons, Newcastle, Matt Target is still in Seoul.
Lots of teams in English football, from the Premier League down to those teams in League Two. Lots of teams in English football. I'm now about halfway through the whole 92.
Newport, Northampton, Norwich Forest, lovely on. Notts County, playoffs lost, do not call the Forest Notts. Oldham, Oxford, the Kazam, Peterborough, Havilland, Plymouth, Portsmouth, Bowman's Band, Portfield, Carroll, Shanahan, Preston, QPR, Reading, all their fans say up the ding. Rotherham and Salford, tiny wishes, gonna work good.
Lots of teams in English football, from the Premier League down to those teams in League Two. Lots of teams in English football. I am nearly the way through the whole damn 92.
Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Shrewsbury, Southampton, second West team of all time. Stevenage, Stockport, Ollius, Stoke, Sunderland, Ballard, Stoke, Swansea, Snoop Dogg loves the Swans, Swindon, Tottenham, goodbye Son, Tranmere, Walsall, keeper attached, Watford, Mariappa's back, West Brom, Ryan Mason's in, West Ham, Bowen's big wagging, Wigan, Wolves, we're nearly there, Mick McCarthy, sexy stare, Wrexham, Deadpool suits, Wickham, maybe non-league soon.
Lots of teams in English football, from the Premier League down to those teams in League Two. Lots of teams in English football, can't believe I made it through the whole 92.